Hari, Hari, Hari Om Tat Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Shuddho Buddho Vimuktaha Shrudishikharagiram Mukhyat Pariyabhumi Yasmajjatam Samastam Jagadidam Amrtad Vyapya Sarvam Sthito Yaha Yasyam Sham Shabatareihi Suranaravanajair Rakshitam Sarvametad Tam Bhoomanam Mukundam Hridigatam Amalam Krishnameva Prapadye Tam Bhoomanam Mukundam Hridigatam Amalam Krishnameva Prapadye. Madhya Hridaya Kashe Sadanandamayo Guru Udetu Satatam Samyak Swatmananda Prabodhakaha. Hari, Hari, Hari Om Tat Jai Guru, Jai Guru. We shall have as usual 3 times the auspicious monosyllable Omkara recited jointly as we generally do. Interlock your fingers, put them on your lap, sit comfortably erect, close your eyes. Deliberate in your own mind that the joint sound of Omkara should permeate the entire earth and shower its benedictions on all the living creatures. I have said this numberless times. Many of you have heard and also done it. I am wondering, nobody tells me, Swamiji, by this joint recitation, our mind seems to be expanding, and that expansiveness has become a critical note of the mind. Nobody is telling me this. Many people will say, Pranams to Swamiji, Pranams to Swamiji, Pranams to Swamiji. Very few people write comments. This is another reticence and reluctance on the part of Indians. Wherever you have to become vocal, you have to liberally be so. In this case, the Google and the others are also looking for such comments from the viewers, because that is a barometer for them to measure whether a program is popular or not. Hari, Hari, Hari. We shall recite the second chapter, verse 7 as usual. Karpanya dosho bhagatas swabhava.
Karpanya dosho bhagatas swabhava.
Prachami tvam dharma sammudha cheta.
Dharma sammudha cheta.
Yachreyasyad Nishchitam bruhitanme.
Nishchitam bruhitanme.
Shishyasteham Shadhimam Tvam Prabannam. Shishyasteham Shadhimam Tvam Prabannam. 114 episodes are already over. Today is the 115th, as I understand. We have completed 3 chapters and entered into the 4th. The second chapter itself is a full exposition of the Bhagavad Gita message. Because Arjuna raised a question, Krishna presented the 3rd chapter, exposing the place, importance and relevance of activity in the context of world, particularly in the context of human life. Now, the 4th chapter also becomes an extension, and you have only seen the first part of it. Here also Arjuna comes up with a very pertinent question. It is that question of Arjuna that lends itself to a further exposition, and the 4th chapter came to be. Otherwise, the entire discussion is over with the 3rd chapter. Follow it. Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan ahamavyayam Vivaswan manave praha manurikshvagave brevid. I told you last day that mentioning this Vamsha Parambara is something very important. If somebody comes and tells you, I am telling you something altogether new, I have found it, listen to me. People may be surprised, but the sober listeners will wonder, this is a knowledge which he has discovered and he is presenting it. Whether his discovery he himself are so reliable, is it sufficient? They may wonder. Suppose the same person says, here is a knowledge which I present to you, which I have got from my own teachers, and our teacher line is very extensive. It is even beyond the birth of the earth. What do you say? The knowledge that our ancient thinkers have been dealing with have this kind of a heredity. I would like you to know it. Krishna says that this is a knowledge I present to you in a very critical situation, Arjuna, but the knowledge was very, very old. And how does he put it? I myself spoke about this knowledge to Vivaswan, the sun, from where the earth has come. So imagine how ancient it is. When he says, I myself instructed, that gives an altogether new dimension. We generally think of our life as embodiment. Its duration is between the birth of the body and the fall of the body. It's a very short period, maybe 100 years, 120 years, even a little more. That does not give you an incalculable age. The heredity becomes very short. But when it comes to spiritual knowledge, not the object knowledge, the knowledge of matter and energy, but the knowledge of the one who sees the matter. See, everything is being seen, being felt, being perceived. But there is one source which perceives all these. While the perceived are all objects, the perceiver is not object, he is the subject. We are a resident of the earth. The earth may have a certain age. Maybe sun also has age. Other sources also have their age, because they all come under matter. But when it is a question of referring to the one who sees the earth, who looks at the sun, who perceives the objects, what do you think of him? These laws do not apply to him at all, because it is the subject, the source. All the other things are objects. So he says, this knowledge I instructed Vivaswan. Vivaswan gave it to Manave Praha, Manuhu Ikshwagave Abravid. Bah! What is this? How dare Krishna make such an assertion? He was born of Devaki. He did not have a proper Vedic education to begin with, because he chose to be taken right after birth by the father to Vrindavan. He said, place my body in Vrindavan, and there is a girl lying there. Bring that girl back and place her in my place for the uncle to deal with. So he had a very checkered life. No proper education. Education was given much later. This is the background of Krishna. And such a Krishna says that Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam. So what Krishna is that? Certainly it is not the body Krishna. There must be something residing in the body. That residing factor is neither matter nor energy. I always tell you, the whole body is full of matter. The senses also are matter. By themselves they cannot function, they cannot act, they cannot perceive. Only when they are animated by the mind, activated by the mind, employed by the mind, they become functional. That employing, animating, activating factor, that inner presence, it does not come within the range of matter and energy. So never speak about it. All the laws and rules governing the visible world of matter and energy, they do not apply to the inner presence. And in Sri Krishna, you tell me what matters. Is it the body that matters, or is it the inner presence that matters? The body is inert. It was born, it will die. The body by itself cannot do anything. So the entire activity, experience, interaction, knowledge, everything is caused by, is originated by the inner presence. And that inner presence does not come within the range of time, place, or objectivity. Just see. When you have self-knowledge, or when you are seeking it, understand that you are seeking not matter, not energy. You are seeking something different from this. That is why it is called the spiritual presence, to differentiate it from matter. The inner presence that makes you feel the presence of the body, that presence is spiritual, my dear souls. I am telling you, all of you are spiritual. You are not material at all. If you are material, all of you would have been dead bodies before me. The very fact that you are sitting, your eyes are open, you are seeing and hearing, the very fact, it goes to prove that you are not the matter body. If you are not the matter body, tell me, what are you? You are the inner spiritual presence. And that presence is not transitory. It is eternal. It is that eternal inner spiritual presence that makes me talk, that makes you see, that makes you hear, that makes you think, that makes you reason, inquire, understand, that makes you sleep, dream, that makes you wakeful, again go back to sleep. It is about that Krishna speaks. It is on that Krishna stands. So he can say anything. You and I can also say, provided you take your stand on the inner presence, knowing very well that it is spiritual and not material at all. I cited the Mundakopanishad, in which Brahma also says, I am passing this information to you. It was handed over to the sun and it came finally to Angiras, a saint, who belongs to so many generations later. And to that Angiras, Shaunaka went and raised a question, by knowing which I can know everything. Then in answer, Angiras says, knowledge is of two kinds. All the knowledge, including that of the Vedas and the Shastras, all the rituals, ceremonies, worship, prayer, everything comes under the inferior knowledge. The superior knowledge is that which takes you to the imperishable presence within your own body. All the things in this universe, in creation, are perishable. The imperishable is only one, and that is what you refer to as I. We have come to that stage. Now Krishna continues to say, this knowledge was present even for Vivaswan, the source of earth. Right at that time it was prevailing, raining. And each person instructed it to his disciple. That disciple mastered it. With mastery he instructed to the seeker before him. Like that he has come down. So Krishna continues to say, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakale neha mahata yogo nashtaf parandapa. Just see, the dialogue first of all began in a very sporadic manner. Arjuna was in a crisis. He found nobody to speak to. He did not expect to tell Krishna also, because Krishna was only a charioteer. Nonetheless, the situation was so pressurizing that he opened out his heart before Krishna, and Krishna addressed him in such a powerful and inspirational manner that Arjuna found a new personality in his friend. A new personality. So the discussion extended by virtue of Arjuna's question. So he concludes it saying that Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakale neha mahata yogo nashtha parandava. Bah! It is not merely a few words spoken to relieve the distress of Arjuna. That stage is over. Now the message becomes very profound, very widespread, very deep, and very comprehensive also. So Krishna makes a reference to time here, and what all time can make and unmake in this world. After all, what are the pillars of this world, this existence? One is space, another is objects, and the third is time. Time, place, and things. This is what the creation is. So he refers to time here. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakale neha mahata yogo nashta parandava. I will recite, you follow. There must be learning also. Evam parampara praptam
Evam parampara praptam
imam rajarshayo viduhu
imam rajarshayo viduhu
evam parampara praptam
evam parampara praptam
imam rajarshayo viduhu
imam rajarshayo viduhu
sakale neha mahata
sakale neha mahata
yogo nashtah parandapa
yogo nashtah parantapa
sakale neha mahata
sakale neha mahata
yogo nashtah parantapa
yogo nashtah parantapa.
I am laughing at my voice. See, this knowledge has come to be known generation after generation. From Vivaswan it came to Manu, like that it is descending. Rajarshayo viduhu. Who knew it best? Rajarshis. Who are rajarshis? A rajarshi is a raja as well as a rishi. Normally rishis are not rajarshis, but rajarshis are rishis. They are not merely rajas. Who is a rishi? A person who has spent his time and austerity to realize the self, and he becomes a torchbearer, a knowledge disseminator after realizing it in full measure. Our rajas had the necessity to gain this knowledge because rulership is very imposing. It's an administrative job. Any administrator will have to take strong decisions. How is the Raja enforcing law and order? In democracy, you know how complex is the legal procedure, administrative procedure, etc. There is nobody to take a decision. In the case of monarchy, Raja was personally doing everything. There is nothing beyond the Raja. If there is a crime, either he reaches there himself or his men reach there, and the punishment is given right there and then, if that is required. Suppose you do such model punishments, the whole society will become under rule. In protracted legal procedures where a crime is punished after maybe 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, 4 years, criminals will flourish. So Raja always had to be very stern in his administrative measures. Wherever a criminal is there, who required to be killed, beheaded, Raja himself will push, he falls. That's all. In no society, all people will become peaceful and orderly, ethical and moral. There will always be some who tread the wrong paths, and they have to be checked by proper punishment. And punishment invariably leads to death, beating, death, etc. Whatever you may say, it is a cruel act. The society may demand it, necessary, may be necessary for the society, it may warrant it even. But to do it physically, after all we are human beings, we have got a sensitive mind, equally a sensitive intelligence, and killing people for the crimes they have done. How can the king sleep in peace? I have heard a story about Shaktan Tamburan, who was ruling the small kingdom called Cochin, a spectacular ruler. It was his birthday one day. The mother had prepared special dish in the palace and she was waiting for the boy to come, the son to come. He did not come. He arrived very late. The mother asked him, "My dear son, why are you so late?" "I had to go urgently for a murder." This is not legend. This is actual fact. So on the birthday, where the mother is expecting him after preparing good meal specially made for him, the son goes there late, and when enquired he says, "I had to conduct a murder." This is king's rule. Mind you. Mind you. When a king wrongly punishes, especially gives murder, if it is proven or brought before him that what he did was wrong, that was not the criminal he was looking for, he abdicates the throne, goes to the forest. Sometimes king committed suicide also, because his punishment was wrong. And the victim's wife came to the palace and she started vociferously demonstrating something. I have no time to go into details. This happened in Kerala. And the king knew very clearly that the punishment was wrong. So he went and committed suicide. How could he face the wife? So these people were able to rule only because of the strength and inspiration, the knowledge of truth this Brahma Vidya provided to them. Evam parambara praptam imam rajarshayo vidu. So to sit on the throne is to be a seeker of Brahma Vidya. To sit on the throne very well and continue to punish and reward people is to become an expert in Brahma Vidya. Know that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intelligence, I am not the ego. All these are sakshya, the witnessed. I am the sole witness, where no action proceeds from and no effect ever befalls. What do you say? That knowledge was very important. So all the rajas who ruled the kingdom, they acquired Brahma Vidya also as part of their Vedic tuition. And with that knowledge, Lakshmi Narayan has given me a signal that I should drink some water. When I drink water, I do wash my hand because I touch my lip. We are all used to such traditions. So I avoid it generally. Sakale nekhamagata yogo nashtaf parandava. By virtue of the passage of time, the rajarshis who happen to know it by virtue of tuition, by virtue of regular tuition given to them before sitting on the throne, somehow it got lost. Lost. Not that it was not there. It was there right from the beginning. And it was transmitted also properly. In spite of it, by the ravage of time, it was lost. What is this time? It is a very powerful force. What does it do? It makes things, unmakes things. It can also bring about any kind of a change in whatever is. So whatever exists, what will it change it? Change it to? It will become non-existent. And what will non-existence do? Will become existence. So time is very powerful. It can transform everything, create everything, destroy also everything. Brahma Vidya is not for sannyasins. Some of you feel that it is for sannyasins. And anybody, this is the feeling of many of you. Some do not allow the children to listen to spiritual talks. Do you think to become a sannyasini is easy? Suppose you wish to become a sannyasin requires a lot of time. Many times sadhana. Until you go to sleep again, we are interacting. In the whole of the interactional life, this sadhana should become concurrent, inseparable. That is why it is called karma yoga. Karma itself becomes the yoga pursuit, not so-called meditation, etc. For administrators, this Brahma Vidya is indispensable. In the same manner, for householders also, it is indispensable. We are living comfortably in an ashram. Everything is spiritual, holy and ascetic here. So we have no problem. Whoever come to see us, they are also seekers, spiritually inclined. So there is no problem at all. But in the household, you tell me, in the same family you may have a wicked child. In the same family you may have a saintly person. Sometimes between husband and wife there is so much of disharmony. The husband becomes very hot, cruel also. So the householders need this Brahma Vidya in order to live in their house peacefully, to manage the household demands pretty well. A king is a mega householder. Many of you do not know that the king's family is the whole kingdom he has. All the sins and virtues of his subjects, a share of them will flow to the king. Even if a king is a very virtuous king, by virtue of his subjects, he has to become partly a sinner. The country, the whole country is his palace, is his home, and all the subjects constitute his family. In the 5th chapter, Krishna says, Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam. This Vidya, like Brahma Vidya we call it, it is also Rajavidya Rajaguhyam. Rajavidya means what? It is a Vidya knowledge which kings used to possess and transmit. Rajaguhyam. To get hold of this Vidya is as difficult as getting hold of a secret from a king. Pavitram, it is extremely purifying. It will purify your mind, purify your intelligence, purify your ego, purify the body. Everything will be purified by the practice and pursuit of this Vidya. Everything is good about Brahma Vidya. Many people feel that it is all difficult. Not at all. Susukham kartumavyam, he says. Immensely pleasant to practice in the 5th chapter. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, Pavitram Idamuttamam, Pratyaksavagamam, Dharmyam, Susukham Kartumavyam. Very comfortable, pleasant to practice. All that you have to do is close your eyes, sit in a place. Observe the inner thought processes. Where are they? Where from are they emerging? Where are they reigning or prevailing? Where do they dissolve or subside? It's all inside you. Because you have to perceive inside, you close your eyes and simply observe your own within. And you will find sooner or later you will reach a state where the entire process, thought process, emotional process, all of them just recede. You go to the very source of it. And that source is not merely the source of your thoughts, the entire creation, its source. I spoke it in a few sentences. I don't know whether you have got the message. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, Pavitram Idamuttam, Pratyaksavagamam Dharmyam, Susukham Kartumavyam. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakale neha mahada yogo nashtah parantapa. It has been lost. That is why you did not know it, Arjuna. Normally you should have been told about it. You should have imbibed it, pursued it, perfected your practice. And as a masterly knower, you should have come to the battlefield of Kurukshetra with your Gandiva and Pashupastra. You only have the material side of your power. The inner side you are missing. You spent 12 years in the forest. At that time, did it occur to you that there is something called Brahma Vidya, which is a close associate of all the rulers who sit on the throne? Let me acquire this Brahma Vidya before I go back. Did you think like that? No. Why? Why? You had no knowledge of it. You neglected it. In the passage of time, many changes take place. Whatever exists will become non-existent. And whatever is non-existent, maybe it will come into existence. This is what happens by the passage of time. So, Sayevayam maya tedya yoga proktah puratanaha bhaktosi me sakha chedi rahasyam hyetaduttamam. I am wondering whether my speech is okay. Are you able to hear well? Sayevayam maya tedya yoga proktah puratanaha bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hyetaduttamam. Now you recite. Sayevayam maya tedya
Saevayam maya tedya
yoga proktah puratanaha
yoga proktah puratanaha
bhaktosi me sakha cheti
bhaktosi me sakha cheti
rahasyam hyetaduttamam.
rahasyam hyetaduttamam.
I don't know whether you appreciate the personal fondness with which Krishna is speaking. There is a lot of fondness in it, personal touch. Arjuna, this knowledge was available right from Vivaswan. It was handed down from generation to generation. It was a lively possession of the rulers of the country. But somehow, by the passage of time and the havocs that followed, this was lost. It is that lost possession that I am trying to reinstitute in you. Normally you should have known it. You studied the Vedas. In the Vedas, in the Upanishads, this is very clearly mentioned. You should have gained it right at the time of your education. But somehow nobody told you and you did not seek and get it also. So you have become weak. Brahma Vidya makes you strong. It gives you clarity of thought, stability of the mind, composure, equanimity, evenness of the mind. All these are gifts provided by, bestowed upon by Brahma Vidya. So you are a loser. You miss many things in life. It required an occasion like this where you are facing your own loving grandfather, all-knowing teacher, and also your own kith and kin on both sides, as a result of which you felt very weak, unable to take up the fight at all. It is by the sheer force of the situation that you looked at me and asked me for Shreyas. Though you are standing on the battlefield, you said, I am deluded about dharma. I am a seeker of Shreyas, supreme virtue, everlasting goodness, welfare. Then I began to speak. So he says, I am instituting in you the same Brahma Vidya which was taught to Vivaswan, who handed it over to his successors, but it was lost. Sayevayam mayatedya yoga prokta puratana. Understand that this yoga is puratana, very, very, very ancient. It is not something that I discovered, I found, and I am imparting to you. No, it is not that. Bhaktosi me sakha chedi. Why am I doing it? Because you are a devotee of mine. You have love and fondness for me. And you are also additionally my friend. Therefore, rahasyam hetaduttamam. This is a very high degree of secret. But the most sublime secret, Uttama. What is this, a secret? What did he say in the second chapter, Krishna? Nayam hanti na hanyate. Nobody slays and none is slain. The entire fight is in the physical level. Only physical bodies fall here. The inner presence which makes the body active and animate, nothing happens to it. All actions are from the senses, from the mind, from the intelligence, from the ego. From the I, no action proceeds, no effect befalls. Is it not a secret? You are eating, you are drinking, you are sleeping, you are doing all the activities that are possible. In spite of it, the fact remains that the I in you, in that level, no action is ever done and no effect is ever undergone. What is this? This is a total negation of what we know and what we do. But that is a fact. People don't know it. That is why it is called a secret. It requires to be exposed by a very efficient man who knows it, and in a manner that the listener will be able to trust his words and work upon the message. What a statement! Sayevayam mayatedya yoga prokta puradana bhaktosi me sakha chedi. Rahasyam hetaduttamam. Krishna has completed in 3 words whatever he wanted to say in the form of a reference to the lineage and stopped the discourse. Then what happened? Arjuna, very intelligent, his intelligence is aroused now, he has become curious also. The mere thoughts of war, killing, murdering and all that, besides them, his mind has become receptive to something greater. He has become a knowledge seeker now. He was deluded in the sphere of dharma, propriety, the right course of action. And he found everything was ephemeral. His Gandiva was of no consequence. Pashupadastra was irrelevant. He really became a zero in front of the Bhishma and Drona. So now he has got a clue. He began to think. His intelligence became quite active and vibrant. So here also he raises a question. Aparam bhavato janma param janma vivaswataha kathametad vijaniyam tvamadau proktavanidhi. You will not find such statements and explanations anywhere in any other scriptures of the world. Aparam bhavato janma
Aparam bhavato janma
param janma vivaswataha
param janma vivaswataha
aparam bhavato janma
aparam bhavato janma
param janma vivaswataha
param janma vivaswataha
kathametad vijaniyam
kathametad vijaniyam
tvamadau proktavanidhi.
tvamadau proktavaniti.
Are you following? Aparam bhavato janma. You said, I instructed this to Vivaswan. It's a reference to sun. Can you tell me the passage of time that has lapsed between the emergence of earth from the sun? A piece was broken. It started falling. As it was falling, when it reached the present stage, the present level, it became cold. Even inside the earth you will find a lot of fluid substances. It has become cold. And from there, when being sprung up, we don't know. When humanity sprang up, we don't know. This being the case, how can Krishna suddenly say, I taught it to Vivaswan. Vivaswan taught it to Manu. Manu taught it to Ikshvaku. So it came now, generation to generation. But time has taken it away, it is lost. How am I to believe this? So he places his doubt like a child, with a lot of innocence before Krishna. Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivaswadaha. Your janma, as we know, very recent. You were born of Devaki. You are Devaki Putra, Yashodanandana. Param janma vivaswadaha. Vivaswan is long ago. Kathametad vijaniyam. How can I know? Tvamadau proktavanidhi. That you spoke to Vivaswan. The Krishna I know is standing before me. He was recently born. And Vivaswan is an ageless past. Still you daringly say, I instructed this to Vivaswan. I am not able to understand it. Just see the conversation, how humanistic it is, how realistic it is. Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivaswadaha, kathame tad vijaniyam, tomadav proktavanidhi. This is Indian spirituality. The moment you know that you are not the body, you only have the body, and that too, having the body is a notion produced by the mind. It's only a notion. It's not a fact. Then the whole physical obsession goes away from the mind. And you start counting and calculating upon the inner presence. That inner presence is eternal. That alone, when present, our body is able to pulsate. The heart is able to beat. The lungs are able to bellow. The blood is able to circulate. The body is able to retain warmth. That inner presence is everything. That inner presence is timeless, ageless. It is very, very ancient. So when you say, Krishna, my dear Arjuna, you may look at my body and say Krishna, but so far as I am concerned, this body is mine, not I. The I is different from the body, which you will not be able to see. It can only be experienced directly by oneself. You think of your sleep. We have 3 states: the waking, the sleep, and the dream. Dream arises from sleep. Waking also equally arises from sleep. There is nobody who has woken up except from sleep. Similarly, there is nobody who is not going back to sleep from waking. So the wakefulness itself is in between 2 sleeps, proving that it is the source, the sleep is the source of waking, and sleep is the terminus of waking. Are you following me? All our experiences in this world, all the knowledge that we have, it is all what the 3 states provide for us: sleep, dream, and wakefulness. Now we know very little about dream, except that we have dreams. Wakefulness alone is the place for understanding, research, verification, etc. But nobody thinks about where from the wakefulness itself has come. Does the wakefulness depend upon the objects of the world, or does it depend upon the individual himself, his own inside? In sleep, what is your experience? Your experience is, I slept. I slept. Sleep is an intransitive verb. It implies no object at all. So when you slept, tell me whether there was any second factor with you at all or not. That is why when a person sleeps, he is unconscious of his body, unconscious of his mind, unconscious of his intelligence, unconscious of his ego, not to speak of unconscious of the world. In the wakefulness, all these things are tied up with you. You are not able to differentiate them. But in sleep, the world is gone, body is gone, mind is gone, intelligence is gone, ego is gone, and you are alone. Now tell me very clearly, is there not an I in your sleep? When you sleep, you need nothing. You have no hunger, no thirst, nothing is there. You don't need anything and you are nothing. So the I is distinctly there. I slept comfortably, you say. I slept comfortably. So you did not need any further comfort or contentment. Your contentment itself personified there. That I is what Krishna refers to and means. That I was not born. It is not affected by time or age. It cannot be compared with anything. If the entire creation is an occurrence within the passage of time, the I is transcending time. It is transcending objectude also. Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivaswadaha, kathametad vijaniyam, tvamadau proktavaniti. Not alone Krishna, anybody who is a knower of truth, he will be able to speak like Krishna. If you are not the body, don't you think all references to birth, etc. become irrelevant? So you are somebody unborn, undying. About that unborn and undying presence, can a time be specified? Will it ever become lost? It is not subject to birth and death, therefore it is ever present. Ever present. When Krishna began to instruct Arjuna, what is the first verse that he said? Ashocyan anvashocastvam prajnavadamscha bhashase gatasun agatasumscha nanushojanti panditaha. And what is the next verse? Natvevaham jadunasam natvam neme janadhipaha najaivana bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatah param. This is the 12th verse of the second chapter. Arjuna, know very well. Natvevaham jadunasam. There was no time when I was not. You were not. Bhishma, Drona and the rest were not. There was no time when we were not. That means we were present. We were present all along. Najaivana bhavishyamaha. There will not be a time when we cease to be. There was no time when we were absent, and there will not be a time when we will become absent. That we are present now is very clear, everybody will admit. As you are present now, Arjuna, you were present earlier and you will be present later. You are an eternal presence. This is what Krishna said. So when Krishna said, I spoke it to Vivaswan, he was not referring to the body Krishna delivered by Devaki and bred by Yashoda. We cannot make a reference to the body. We refer to it as my body, my body. We may never make a reference to anything like body, mind, intelligence, ego, objects of the world as I. Everything we refer to only as mine. And where is this I? Find out. You say my ego, my intelligence, my mind, my thought, my feeling, my emotion, my knowledge, my memory, my experience. Whether it is physical or metaphysical, we are only referring to all of them through the possessive case my and mine. So the I stands different. That I is beyond everything. Are you following me? See, this is how a knower of truth talks. All of you talk thinking that I have only this body. You still say I. How many times every day you are saying I? You also will say my body, my everything. Though the I and my are different in your own perception, in your own understanding, you have never thought it wise to think about what is this I. That is why I was saying the I is the witness. All the rest are the witnessed. The witnessed will never become the witness, nor the witness will become the witnessed. We are so much worried about our happiness and unhappiness. Do you know when you are happy, the I in you is only witnessing your happiness. If it had become happy, I don't know whether you follow me. If it had become happy, how can the happiness go and unhappiness come for you to say, I am unhappy now? So in happiness it was only witnessing. It did not become happy. That is why when happiness left, it says, I am unhappy now. So it is seemingly undergoing the happiness, but not becoming the happiness. Similarly, undergoing unhappiness, but not becoming. So the two, happiness and unhappiness, are themselves sufficient to tell us that the I is surviving the two. It is lying in the two. It is only the witness, and happiness and unhappiness are the witnessed. When you have this knowledge, do you know what happens? You will become indifferent to both, transcend both, and you will have an altogether different sovereign life of transcendence, and inner fullness and amplitude. The inner presence, the I, is the same, singular. All the rest are plural. This I is only one. All people make a reference to it. I. Everyone is referring to it. In all bodies, the I is there. So the I is just one, and it is in all bodies. Krishna has understood that it is eternal. So standing on it firmly, he says, if somebody has instructed to Vivaswan, it must be I. It must be the I in him. The same I is in me, the same I is in you also. So I can very clearly say that I was the one who instructed, there was nobody else. How the knower of truth transcends the body, the embodied state, and he makes a reference to the eternal one. Just think about it. And this is the great achievement and glory of the intelligence. The human intelligence is very glorious. So Krishna continues to say, Ajobi san navyayatma bhutanam ishwarobi san prakritim swamadhishtaya sambhavamya atmamayaya. Ajobi san navyayatma bhutanam ishwarobi san prakritim swamadhishtaya sambhavamyatmamayaya. Ajobi san navyayatma
अजोऽपि सन्नव्ययात्मा
भूतानामीश्वरोऽपि सन्
भूतानामीश्वरोऽपि सन्
प्रकृतिं स्वामधिष्ठाय
प्रकृतिं स्वामधिष्ठाय
सम्भवाम्यात्ममायया
सम्भवाम्यात्ममायया
Many people will read this verse and mystify it. Mystify it. By mystifying, what do you get? It becomes beyond our reach, beyond our realization. Krishna, on the other hand, says, whoever is following what I say, who is guided by the message I give, they can become, he or she or they can become like me. This is a knowledge and is available for the intelligence of man. All that you need is intelligence. And the intelligence should be applied within your body, not outside on the objects. You have to somehow extract the inner presence which animates and activates your body. See, a person is walking and poor fellow is saying, I only walk, I don't know my legs. Legs are walking. So while walking, are you out of touch with your legs? So you say I am walking, but you are not able to say I have legs and they are walking. In a hot iron rod, you are missing the fire. In a charged copper wire, you are missing the electricity. The water you are boiling in a pot over a stove, that heat of the water, that boiling, you are missing fire. Actually, it is so, my dear souls. The inner presence, every time a thought is produced, you are able to sense the thought, but you are missing the substance, the mind substance that produces the thought. Is it not? Is it not? Amazing? Disappointing also? There is a presence which makes the heart beat, 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 beat. You are able to know the beat, but you are missing the presence that activates the heart. Like that, for a physical action, mental action, intellectual action, ego action, for sleep, for dream, for waking, everywhere there is this inner presence. It acts as the substratum and we are missing. Now Krishna did not have that kind of a trouble. He became enlightened and he was able to express his enlightenment suited to the situation and to fulfill the demands before one. The same Brahma Vidya was spoken by sage Vasishtha to Rama when Rama was 16 years old. It is the same subject, and sage Vasishtha spoke in a certain manner. Krishna speaks in another manner. Here the whole exposition was to empower Arjuna to take back the weapon and fight the war for 18 days, win it. There, in the case of Sri Rama, it was to remove his delusion, grief, torment, and make him stand up as a prince, ready if necessary to sit on the throne. These are the differences. The message given is the same. Ajobi san avyayatma bhutanam ishwarobi san prakritim swam atishtaya sambhavami atmamayaya. Though I am unborn, undying, I have the power to become born. I can overcome the power called Maya. I can also use my Maya. Many things I can do. Ajobisan avyayatma bhutanam ishwarobisan prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavami atmamayaya. Many people are born in this world. Most of them are common in everything, in their body, in their speech, in their thoughts, etc. But there can be and there are some very special birds who manifest extraordinary qualities, powers and perceptions. Not all are alike. Everybody has a Panchabhautik body, and that body is animated by the same inner presence. But as personalities you will find there are differences. And Krishna refers to it in this sloka. Let me stop now. We shall begin later if everything goes on well. Samvedyavarjitamanuttamamegamadyam samvidpadam vigalanam kalayan mahatman hridyeva tishtha kalanarahita kriyam tu kurvan akartrapadamehitya samodita shri kurvan akartrapadamehitya samodita shri. Hari, Hari, Hari Om Tatsat. We shall have the concluding Omkara also as usual. Take the pose for it. Hari Om Tatsat. Jai Guru.